Banded together from remote galaxies are 13 of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom. Dedicated to a single objective, the conquest of the universe. Only one group dares to challenge this intergalactic threat.
What is up, everybody? It is Friday night. Welcome to 3 Men in the Basement. I'm your host, Otto, coming to you live and direct from the Grotto. We have a great show for you guys planned tonight. We have a special guest. We have the return of Shortbox Birdie. We've got recent pulls. We've got a lot of things to talk about, especially with the con season coming up and just places that we're going to go and recent pulls and lots of stuff. So if I am Everett Otto, straight out of Jersey, we've got...
What's going on, everybody? Nemesis Prime here. It's nice and cold here in Jersey. I heard it's going to be a nice, warm weekend.
That's right. Going to break up into the 60-degree mark. We like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, and on the couch right now we've got Shortbox Birdie. He's ready to jump in, but we do have a special guest, somebody that I've been dying to get on the show. Just a guy that I met a few months ago, and I said, you know what, this guy's a real deal. He's a lot of fun. He's a promoter of a Comic-Con. He's a comic book writer. We like to welcome Mr. Keith Gleason. Welcome to the Grotto, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Guys, thanks for having me in.
All right.
Great.
Yeah, that's right. This is what the Grotto's all about, right?
Yeah.
Friday night, comic books. What else would you want to be doing?
Yeah, right? Like a Friday night, you know?
let's do it. So we do want to talk about our sponsors. We want to talk about our good friends at Rocket Comics. Rocket Comics is your one-stop shop for all pressing and signature series. If you sign up for Rocket Comics and you send them your initial pressing, and all new customers will receive 20% off their total invoicing price. You send 5 books, you send 10 books, you get 20% off that. Then once you realize how good they are for their pressing, their signature series, and their handling of our delicate comic books, all returning customers will get 10% off that next invoice by using our code 3MIP. And just so you know, Rocket Comics has already signed up for all the shows, all the big shows for next year. Their list of people that you can get signatures for, it's unbelievable. I mean, I've never met Bob Layton. I can't wait to get a signature from him. Lots of other guys. Jim Lee, I don't know if I'll go that way. Bob McLeod, I always like meeting. They've got all the dates that they're going to be at. And Justin, it's a nice list right here, right?
Yeah, these are the first 4 shows for this year. So there's definitely a lot of big names on that list. As you guys can see, the deadlines, of course, if you go on their website, you will be able to get all the deadlines as far as what you need to be before pressing, before the signatures. But just so you guys understand, I'm going to put up 2 great pictures right now. Here is one, and this is why.
I didn't get to see this.
You have not seen this. This is how awesome Rocket Comics is. This is why they're a great facilitator for CGC witnessing and multiple signatures on books. Right here, NYX3, 2 9.8s, triple signed by Joshua Middleton, who's the cover artist and the interior artist, Joe Quesada, and Chris. I don't know his last name, unfortunately. But that is a triple sign book. Now, how often do you see 2 9.8 NYX3s triple signed?
Jesus.
That is some crazy. And then here's even another thing. This book is quad signed. Signed 12 copies of Amazing Spider-Man #4, signed by Dan Slott, Humberto Ramos, Chris Alapoulos, Victor Galazba, and Edgar Delato. So that is 5 people on all those books, all 9.8s. And this is why, guys, and they were all signed at different times. So this is why, if you guys want to use them, a facilitator, if you can't get the cons, they go to the cons for you. They get all these signatures. So how amazing is that, Everett?
That's unbelievable. I mean, all those signatures, all those people, everybody handling those books, it's unbelievable. So we're a firm believer in Rocket Comics. They are our good friends. I've dealt with them before. I've talked about them at length about the books that I've gotten back. So just really, really great stuff from them. So check them out. Get ready. Get that stuff signed. Get it pressed. On-site grading at C2E2. I got a stack of books. I'm ready to go for that. So let's talk to our good friend, Mr. Keith Gleason, who's joining us. Keith wears many hats. And how I met Keith was at Super Mega Fest. I went up for the day, and I feel like I already know you, Keith. I really do, man. I really do. Because I was listening. I always used to listen to the Power Cosmic podcast by Mitch Halleck, the producer of Terrificon, and he used to have John Cimino on there, and they would always talk about Plastic City Comic Con and Keith Gleason and Plastic City. And man, they promoted you so well. Keith, I felt like I knew you. I was like, all right, I can talk to this guy. So, I went right up to you and I started talking to you, and it was just really cool to meet you, man. So tell us a little bit about how you got into what came first, the chicken or the egg, the comic books or the Comic-Con?
Actually, the comic books came first.
Okay.
And the Comic-Cons came out of like my, my, I don't know how to say this, like the Comic-Cons that weren't, or the conventions we were going to weren't catering to comic books. So that's
correct. Right.
We started the convention,
Yeah.
But comic books were always my first thing. I've been doing conventions, setting up at Sally since 2005 at least.
Yeah.
Doing different shows, and we've been around.
Right. I bet. So when we were talking, I saw your books, and I really like this. This is called The Mighty Mascots. It's just one of your titles, right?
Yes.
And I picked up all three, and I was reading them today. It was really neat. Just a real fun, good stuff to read, because you know what? Sometimes it doesn't have to be real heavy, like the new X-Men books. My God, you read that stuff. Who's the writer on that?
John Hickman.
Yeah, Hickman. I got to read the things like 5 times. It's like a thesis.
Yeah, it's like
yeah. Yeah. So when I was looking at your I saw your characters. Justin, can you throw up some of his characters from the Mighty Mascots?
Yeah, there's a ton of them. It's some really cool characters, some cool names.
Yeah. So I was looking at this. Captain Horatio, Honey Flakes, Boxer Bear. I love that. The big strong guy. Mondo Martian, Brewster, Professor Manny. I like the Sea Rat. Whack, Smack, and Boom. That's great. simple names. Reminds me of the Batman 66 cartoons. Whack, Smack, Boom.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
That's kind of where I got the names from. And then so the premise is they're all cereal mascots except for the drink punch guy.
Oh, gotcha.
And they were brought to life by like a 3D printing accident. So it's very like the concept's very like Saturday morning cartoons meets like the Avengers, basically.
Yeah.
And they fight crime. But I wanted to write a book like like the superhero books that we're missing in today's marketplace. Like you just said, the X-Men. It's very talking heads and very heady.
Oh, it's very. I mean, the Hickman stuff. I got to read Savage Avengers just to be like, okay, I need some blood and gore.
Yeah, right.
Like, I do like. I don't know if anybody else in the live chat comment. I am for the newer books. I am reading Fallen Angels, which I think is pretty good. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, and like honestly, I like the X-Men books too. Like but I prefer the books like that we grew up with, where there was a lot of action and there was it seems like that's one thing comic books are missing today. It's like whenever they go to the action, they seem to cut away to like more talking head scenes,
Right. What you're doing now. And, I'll tell you, when I was looking at this, your artist has a lot of half-page fight scenes. Like I think in issue number 1, I'm going to pull this up, Justin. Hold on. In issue number 1, let me see. I think your 1, 2, 3. Your 4th page is a great splash. So I can't get the
Very good.
Yeah, but I thought that was really, really neat and just fun to see. So how long does it take you and your team to put out one book, right? From you say, okay, August 1st, we're going to start, and we end on what's your deadline?
Well, it's more like how quick they can work.
Okay.
Because I basically go to the artist and I say, here's the script, here's all my thumbnails, go to town. The artist and the colorist are actually both from Indonesia.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. I met them on Facebook, and they're actually really good. Like they're quick. Like for a while, I was getting like 3 or 4 pages a week. I kind of had to slow them down a little bit because I didn't have the money to actually really pay that many pages at once,
Right. I had a budget. Slow down. I had a budget.
Exactly. You don't pay to work.
Yeah, exactly. They're really quick. So if I guess where the length of time comes in is me coming up with the storylines and actually sitting down and writing the scripts.
Nice.
So, yeah. So I'd say maybe a couple months per issue.
Okay.
When I'm doing them like so in a row. Like we're doing a second mini series later this year, and I got to do it a lot quicker. So I'm gonna probably do a crowdsourcer like this spring sometime and try to pay for all 3 issues.
My next question: what's funding for this? I mean, this is out of your checking account, or this is pay as you go kind of thing.
But it was a little more spread out. Like I had more time to do it. So like what I would do is like I would get paid every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I would pay them. I would pay like for 3 pages.
Right.
And I would wait to the next pay period, pay for 3 more pages. Yeah. So that's what I was doing for a while, but now I need to just get like a chunk of money so I can put it all out.
Right. I think we all need to get a chunk of money, right?
Yeah.
So that's right. Justin, who do we got hanging out with us in the live chat?
Oh, we got a lot of people. We got Matt Forge is checking in with us, of course. Dave in the Cave, the Dark Lord himself, TiVo, Lords of the Long Box. We got Inhuman Quake, man from Beantown's with us. Repair Tech Tony, of course, Pops Foster's in here. Image Comics 92, and our even our sick boy, Mr. Roger Levesque, down with the flu. So unfortunately, he's not here with us. So got a lot of people just hanging out with us tonight on a Friday night.
Awesome. So I just want to give everybody a shout out. All the winners that have rolled into me. Your stuff is packaged up. It's going in the mail tomorrow, guys. So Repair Tech Tony, your book is going out. We've got some other things that are going out.
Has anybody contacted you on my book? I haven't got anything on.
I haven't got anything on that. So
all right, well,
we've got some winners out there, and I'll be honest with you, we gave away a pit number 1, Keith, for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, among other things, and nobody's claimed it yet. And I actually DM'd. I went to all the people in the comments and said, "Hey, man, contact me. You won." So, hey, you got to get a hold of me pretty soon. So that stuff is going out tomorrow. So, Justin, do you have any questions for Keith about his comic books at all or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Plastic City. So how long, this is obviously not your first year. So how long have you been doing, Plastic City, and has it grown? Has it been at one venue and went to another one, or has it always been at the same venue?
Well, we off the first year. Actually, I should talk about why we started the show.
Yes, do please do. I want to know what's the why here, because this why is a big why. Let's start a YouTube channel. Are you kidding me? Why?
Well, I think a lot of your comic fans will appreciate this. So we were doing a lot of big shows like Boston and I don't know, New York, things like that, and we were noticing that they were bringing in a lot more celebrities, and it was just a lot of money going to everything but us.
Okay.
Shows, and it's those tables are expensive. Boston's $300 a whack now for the whole weekend, and plus you got to pay for your parking every day, and it's a lot of money.
Food, you got to eat, right?
Yeah. And we used to do okay. We used to walk away with $800, from a weekend there. But then at each year up, it was getting worse and worse. And then in around 2015, we were at the break-even point, basically, So I was we got to do something to get back to those shows of the 90s where it was just a couple bucks to get into the show.
Yep.
You'd go in, there's just comic dealers for miles, and there was just artists and writers, and that's it, And so I was why don't we look into, maybe me and my wife were talking, and it's why don't we look into starting our own show, So I looked into it. Actually, Mitch helped me out a lot with.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And so our first year was 40 tables at a VFW,
right,
yeah,
a wedding, a wedding hall thing, And I did free admission just because it was 40 tables. And it was gangbusters. We must have had a couple thousand people go through there.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was nuts because we advertised like crazy and
Okay. Now, how long in advance did you advertise for? Let's say it's August 1st.
Let me see. It was at the end of July, and I think we advertised from January up until then.
Really, love it.
And we also did a lot of local advertising. We got the city involved, and I think that really helped. So there's a lot of people just came to the show to just check out what a Comic-Con was,
Right. That's
that kind of going on,
Yeah, so we're planning our third swap, a comic book swap, which was, it was just the genesis of it was, hey, let's get some of these collectors together who are on Instagram and stuff like that, guys that we've met, and get them together. And instead of, putting stuff on eBay because eBay's jacking up everything, let's get everybody together. So we
just do a swap or just say, hey, like, here's a few bucks for this or whatever.
Well, yeah. So that's it. So either you could buy your books or trade your books and stuff like that. But the first thing my brother said when he showed up, because he writes comic books independently, he's like, all right, when's your first Comic-Con? And I'm like, dude, I don't want that responsibility yet. You know what I mean? Let's start with
a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but like a lot of it's organization, like just making sure you have, like someone buys a table, you take the money and you make sure you mark it down, things like that, just
right.
And then, so
I'm sure there's a lot of insurance involved and, security and
we've had to get security like recently, but before that we ran without it. Like I go bare minimum wherever I can. Like I don't even do wristbands, but we might start doing that this year. But anyways, like our second year, we realized we needed a bigger space. So we moved to the town over that has like a civic center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically a hockey rink. So we started, that's where the show is now, like for the last 4 years.
Right.
It's been in a hockey rink, and we fill up the whole hockey rink with vendor tables and like, and then we have an upstairs area, which we're going to make like a kids kind of workshop area.
Oh, nice. There you go.
And then our biggest thing, and I think the reason people love us is our admission's only $5.
$5.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. And like parking's free.
Yes. And that's a big deal too.
Yeah.
It's
a
huge deal.
Free. So
when we went to Providence, just to interject, we went to Providence, not only was the tickets like $40 or $50 a pop, but it was like $35 just to park, and
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's $35 I could have bought for some comics or some
right. Well, that's what we were saying. Like you go to the Boston Comic-Con, right? Say you're a family of 4, that's like $40 a person.
Yep. I was that guy.
Yeah, right. And then you have $50 to park. And then if you want an autograph, that's like another $200.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, how much money do you have left to buy anything else?
I was bringing my kids to Providence, which was like the kiss of death. That's when I was just getting back into it. And I definitely agree. Just my own personal thoughts. Providence has become so like media heavy that it's just not for fans, for comic fans. For me, Baltimore was great for Comic Cons. Baltimore blew me away. Terrificon is my favorite. We also have a local show up in Connecticut called Cliff Cons, which we go to. And I know Justin goes to a monthly con down in Jersey, right, Justin?
Yeah, they have 3 small shows. One guy, he puts it on every month. There's it's in this Sunday's in Clifton. They have one in Wayne and one in Hasbrook Heights. The 2 of them are in a hotel, and one of them is actually at the YMCA or community center.
Yeah,
so they're small. I mean, Otto's been to the Clifton one, but they're great. They're the one in Clifton is free. The other 2, I think, are like $5 maybe to get in.
Yeah, those are great. Like I'm glad
just comics
like that still exists. Like because up this way, Otto, and you probably could agree with me on this. There's not a lot of stuff like that.
Right.
It's all like the mega shows,
Yeah, and I was not, it's anyway. But I gotta ask you one question. So your first show, free admission, you got people everywhere. Were the vendors making money? Were they like, wow, this is a great show? Because I listen to, when I go to the shows and I hear the guys talk, oh, how'd you do? I did all right. Nobody seems to do great, but with all these people coming in, did your guys say you did great?
Yeah, a lot of them were blown away. Like even us, we were shocked by the turnout.
Okay.
We didn't do admission, so that we had to make all our money at our table that day, and did really well.
Right.
I know Joe St. Pierre was killing it. Like, do you guys know Joe?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he was killing it at our show. He must have. I mean, he moved a ton of trades and like.
Oh, that's great! Awesome.
Yeah, I you can always tell when someone's like lying about how well they did. like at this show, like a lot of people that came up to me immediately signed up for next year.
Really, right.
Nice. That's
Take my
always a
money.
great
Go
thing.
ahead while I got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
And, so we got a good reputation because of that, you know. And
yeah.
our attendance always jumps around, but it's always like consistently between like 2,000 to 3,000 people every
For
year.
one day.
We just do the one day and we promote the crap out of
Yeah.
it. Just so we get people there.
That's great. Well, see, Justin and I, we're in like those 2-day shows where you know you go that second day or that third day. That's where we're trying to get the deals. So
right?
for like a 1-day show, Justin and I got to hang out till like the end. Like if it ends at 6, we got to start making our moves around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
That's
right?
why I love one-day shows, because you got to do all your shopping that day. Like there's no.
So we actually got a question from Dave in the Cave. What's behind the name of Plastic City? Is that a Fitchburg thing or something more personable?
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, that's kind of a funny. It's so the show started in Leominster, and Leominster is actually known as the Plastic City, and our town's famous for the pink lawn flamingos. You know, yeah. So. But when we were spitfiring names, we were like, you know, making fun of like Leominster. We were like, oh, what should we call it? Like Johnny Appleseed Con, because it's also like the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed.
Right.
My wife's like, why don't we just call it Plastic City Comic Con? And I'm like, wait, that's not too bad.
Right.
You know, it kind of like you kind of think of like a toy set or something.
No. Shout out to your wife because I mean, it really seems to be the brains, and I'll tell you why. Because 3 Men in a Basement wouldn't have that name if my wife didn't come down and say, hey, we're starting a little thing on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, what do you guys are just 3 Men in a Basement? Yes. That is great.
That's all you need, you know?
So we really know where the brains of this whole program is. Right. So now what this is a funny question. And I asked this because it sounds like it's really positive. It's really great. But in my world, I'm a very cynical thing, and I think it's happened for a reason. And I find humor in just the way things are. Were there any points that you've done a show, maybe if you could tell us about 1 or 2 times, where you were like, oh shit, family show, I'm sorry. Like, oh no, what am I going to do now because this happened or something else happened? Any instances like that, you know, where you're just like, I got to think quick. I got to make something work.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, we moved the date. We were playing around with different dates every year. We tend to go the end of July every year. But one year we were like, let's try April and see how that goes. And the venue was not ready for that.
Really?
Yeah. So like they were telling us that the ice would come out of the hockey rink like a month prior to the show.
Yeah.
It ended up being like a week prior.
Oh my God.
So we got in there Friday to set up everything. Water everywhere. Like
wow.
That's exactly what you wanted, a thing that's got $100,000 worth of paper products. Water.
Oh yeah, exactly. It was water. It was, and then like I don't know if you guys know what the hockey rinks like. They mix like paint into the ice. So like when the water melted, there was like this chalky like crap all over the.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it was a nightmare. So we spent literally all day Friday just cleaning before we could even let vendors in. I had vendors waiting outside. And,
really?
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Right. And you're just like,
there's a show here in Jersey at the Menden Arena in Morristown. They have it in July, and it's the one half of they have the heroes side and the villain side, and whatever side it is. The one side is a basketball court, which is warm, but then the other side is the same thing like yours. It's on a hockey rink. And I know last year, well, no, not 2019, 2018, a lot of vendors that were on the hockey rink. First of all, it's cold. If you're just standing there, it's very cold. And they were complaining that they couldn't really put stuff on the ground because of just the, how cold it was kind of getting into the bags and boards. Like it seeps into there. So, you're getting a little bit of condensation. So I know this past year in 2019, they did make a big difference about that. So
yeah, that's what you want. You want condensation getting into your full run of X-Men.
Yeah,
trying to sell, right?
It's crazy. Like it's an unbelievable. So I know about going to shows that are on hockey rinks.
That's what it was like. Just going in April, it was awful, and like it was so cold down there. I think every vendor walked out of there with, with a cold at least,
Yeah, we got another question from Scott Palachuk. He wants to know, do you have any artists and writers that attend?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of it's like local indie guys, but we do try to get like at least one or two really good guests every year, like comic guests. Like last year we had Larry Hama.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. And then years prior we've had Jerry Ordway, we've had Paul Cooperberg, Joe Caramagna comes every year. He's a good friend of ours. And we got Rich Woodall, Sean Wang, just solid like local guys. Joe St. Pierre comes every year.
Okay, and you haven't released a guest list for this year, right?
Yeah, we're still putting it together. We have a really good one, hopefully coming this year.
Okay,
I don't want to say anything until everything's set in stone.
So the contract signed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to put these hopes up.
Right. So you might have one or two big guests, right? Like.
Yeah. Watch our website, watch our our Facebook and Twitter. We'll make things once we we definitely have the deal done.
That's awesome. All right.
But we were it's like even though if we try to get big guests, my major thing was always affordability for both vendors, writers, artists, and the customers.
Right.
So we always want to stay at like $5. I mean, I think if I go over, if we ever go up to $10, that would be my limit, and then I would stop the show if I couldn't.
Yeah, right. Get people in for $10. Yeah.
Yeah. If I could ever, like that's like part of.
Hey man, we appreciate that. Us as fans, us as people that go to cons, and I think Justin, Pat, Roger, myself. I mean, we're at the point where hey, listen, let's take a road trip. Let's go up here. Let's go up there. We go once. If we don't like it, we don't go back. But if we like it, we go back.
Yeah, I think we get more people because of that. It's like $5, and it's like it's like really good con.
Right.
Colors. It's not like just one small hotel room. It's like 150 vendors, writers, and artists on the hockey rink.
Right. And you only got that one day to sell it, so let's make moves.
Exactly. People come through and they look for deals. They pick up commissions or sketches, get their stuff signed.
Right.
I'd like to get like CGC there at some point because we have a lot of the retailers in the area come to the show. A lot of the big stores.
Yep.
So it's definitely there's a lot of stuff there.
Right. So so maybe segue. So any of you guys that are CGC witnesses or anything like that are watching the show and want to do something in August, reach out to Keith Gleason. I'm going to have his information in the description and just help improve the show, whatever you can.
Yeah, definitely. I'm reaching out to all those like CBCS and CGC already on my own. But if you guys have somebody in your audience, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few people that guys with these really cool Instagram names. One guy that came to our swap. It's just been a good time. So yeah, those are good stories, man. Really, there's a lot to go into it, right? Like
that was like the worst year I think for us. Like where you just walk in and you were not expecting that,
Right. And I like your date of August because I think that's about 2.5 weeks before Terrificon.
Yes.
So the 3 Men in the Basement, we're talking about going up, and we've been talking, maybe we could do a live show or two.
Yeah.
And set up and do some good things. So we're definitely, we're definitely supporting.
Let me know. I'll get that done.
Awesome. So Keith, thank you very much. If there's any guys, I know you're going to hang out with us. We got a lot more comic books to talk about. So I know you're going to stay on with us. So we've got some cool stuff. So I went last week to a local show here that we joke about. It's, the once a month show, 99 cents to get in. And look, I'm not buying a Hulk 181 there or anything like that, but I'm going to get fillers. And I go to, certain vendors that I know, and, we got nicknames for everybody. We got our buddy Art, we've got Mr. Mylar, we've got this guy and that guy. So we kind of go around. We've got our friends at J&S Collectibles. So I do want to show what I picked up.
Awesome.
Cool. And just in the meantime, guys, I just want to give a shout out to a couple people. I see Theory 23 is hanging out with us. Bayou Boy Entertainment's hanging out. Bayou Boy wants to know, are you related to Pat Gleason? And I kept thinking about that, Keith.
No, I wish I'd be using them on my comments.
Of course, we got Christopher Joyce hanging out with us. So, guys, just want to thank everybody who's hanging out with us on this Friday night. We're having a great time. Thanks so much for Keith jumping on with us. Plastic City Comic Con, as you guys can see, it is August 1st of this year up in Mass. So, definitely, guys, check out. And you got a website, right? It's plasticcitycomiccon.com.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Nice. So I go to the show. I have X amount of money, and I'll go over it. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to buy some fillers. I'm not going to show you everything that I bought, guys, because I did do a video that I'm going to be dropping. So I bought a stack. Look at this. A stack of FF fillers right here.
Nice.
So I paid $3 a pop for them, somewhere from issue 98 up through like 146. All right here. Not high grade by any means, but just good filler copies with some good cover art, good things. What I did pick up, and I thought this was kind of the deal of the day, and these were $3 each. But now that I'm a completist, I think I'm going to go after them. And now you guys are, well, I'm a completist when it comes to certain things, so I bought all these.
How's your own Kenny X-Men?
I can't 1 to 300. That's complete to me.
That is not.
Well, that's what I stopped reading.
It's half.
You're right. It's half complete. I don't have the full, but that's what I stopped collecting. So I did pick up all of these Atlas Comics #1, Planet of the Vampires, Kid City Comic Gunfighter, Morlock 2001, Lomax NYPD, Iron Jaw, and the best. Oh no, hold on. The Scorpion and Wolf, WULF. Total ripoff of Conan. So for those of you guys that don't know, Atlas Comics was formed because the guys at Marvel thought that they could do a better job in producing their books. So when you look through these, you see tons of guys from the early silver or late Silver Age, early Bronze Age of Marvel. So I talked about all those artists. I put that in a video, so you'll have to watch that. $3 for those. I picked up another ASM 365. I'm in the hunts to try to get that raw copy and get a 9.8. But you know what, Justin? I could probably just buy a 9.8 online, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're pretty cheap. It's a 90s book.
Right. Yeah, and
buy it now and then just keep looking for that 9.8 and then grade 1.
Exactly. I don't know why I've got like 15 copies of this book, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm just going to buy the 9.8. What's wrong with me? It's under $100. So I did pick up this run, which is I don't think I appreciated as a kid, especially as a mutant guy. Was the long shot 1 through 5, done by Art Adams, and I think Art Adams is a very, very underappreciated artist. But what's that? The #1 today, yeah. So, but look at this cover. This is long shot #4. This has got him getting his ass kicked by She-Hulk.
Very skinny She-Hulk.
Yeah, very skinny She-Hulk, and you've got Spider-Man coming down. So, just a fun book to have, and I got the full run. And I'll tell you, I think I paid $15 for all 3. So, I mean, a whole run of 5. So, I did pick these up. I did make a big purchase, you guys.
Yeah.
What's the big purchase?
I bought a book that I sold because I made some bad decisions and I needed to cover some things. So then I went and bought this book back from Zap Comics. And when Zap Comics had it, they shipped it in 3 days. It's fantastic. Look at a beautiful box. Great job for them and their shipping and a postal service. So I picked up a nice copy of ASM 50. Pretty clean book. First appearance of Kingpin, obviously. Iconic cover. Just a great book. I'm going to send this to Rocket, have him press it. I'm hoping I paid between $350 and $400. I think I paid about $375 for it. I'm hoping it comes back a solid 5, maybe 5.5. And I think for that grade with the pressing and the submission, I should be ahead of the game. So happy because I always have a great time with Rocket Comics. So that is my Spider-Man pickup. All right. So we have something starting now. We've got Bernie. You got some recent pulls?
I have recent pulls, and I have. Oh my god!
All right, so we got Short Box Bernie making his return to the grotto. Keith, you got any recent pulls? You reading anything off the shelf right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading those X-Men books that we're flipping on.
Nice.
Great book. I think I don't know if you guys are in the DC stuff, but Hawkman is a phenomenal superhero book.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, like guy writing it just gets it. He throws a lot of action in there,
Love it. Yeah, I'm not reading it.
Good storytelling too,
Nice. So Shortbox Bernie has been on the hunt. What have you been up to? Welcome back to the show.
What's up? Oh,
What's up? Welcome back to the show. It's good to be back.
You didn't kick me out?
No, I didn't kick you out. No, that's it. So, I actually screwed up. I was supposed to give Bernie a lead into something else.
Yeah.
So I totally screwed that up. I messed it up. So we're just going to.
That's what happens when I'm not executive producer.
Exactly right. But you guys understand
that would have never happened under my watch.
Right. So let's go with because we're not going to go.
Do?
Let's do your recent polls.
The top 10 list.
Well, we're going to bring a list back. No, let's do recent polls. We'll build up to your top 10 list.
All
right.
So for anybody that follows me on Instagram, I posted this book up. Where's the camera?
Right here.
I can't see anything.
Right there.
There's so many
big boy book right there.
Big boy book.
Yes. So I bought that right before New Year's. Actually, you showed when you bought the Captain American Bad Bomb.
Yep.
Yes. So that's the book I picked up.
Got that in the collection.
Yes. So
NFS?
That is for sale. I'm trying to upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wanted this book for a long time. I mean, remember back when the IG talk was hot?
Yeah.
We had an Instagram chat that we called IG talk or whatever. But somebody posted like for $500, what would you buy? And I'm like, Silver Surfer 4, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, what else would you buy? Yeah. Perfect.
So I finally found one for a lot less than $500, and then so that was that. I did post that on Instagram, but the one I didn't post on Instagram, and I've wanted this book also for a long time.
All right.
Venom Lethal Protector.
That's
the gold. The gold one. It's not the black or the white.
And where'd you find that?
The same place.
Really?
Yes. So I was like,
I was there a week before that.
Well, you didn't look hard enough. And I wanted a book, and I remember when we went to Enfield, and I remember asking Justin. I saw one on the wall for like $250, and I remember asking Justin, "Is that a good price for that book?" And I got this for about like $125, I think.
Okay.
So it's got it was almost on the way. It's got a little white chip there.
Jeez.
And there's a white edition.
Really?
That's like about, I think, maybe only 1 or 10 that's known. But so I like to think myself that this was on the way to be that one.
Yeah, right. Oh, look at it. I've never even seen these books.
I know.
Look at me. I'm like looking over the guy's shoulder. Like, what do you got there, man?
All right, so these were this week's pickups from my LCS. Rise of Kylo Ren. 1 in 25. That's the number 2.
To move the a little bit one way or the other. Yeah, that's good right there.
Yeah.
And then I found, and this is my second copy of the number 1. These are both 1 in 25s.
Really?
This book is very hot. This number 1.
Sell it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm reading. I read the first 2 issues. It's a really good. It's a really good storyline.
$100?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! There's no lot of Roman thieves.
Is that like a variant? Is that what it is?
That is a 1 in 25 variant. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So that was So now, and then I went back because I bought that Silver Surfer. That was 2 weeks ago. So
right.
I got paid today. I went back. They had an ASM. I was looking for an ASM 252.
Yeah.
That the 9.6 slab that they had for like 110.
All right, that's a good price.
Yeah, they sold it.
Of course. That's because it was a good price.
Well, I couldn't buy everything.
Right, you can't buy everything. Right. I mean,
but then I went back today and I did find these. I always pick up this book because eventually, the first Talos has got a pickup.
Yeah.
So
Bernie, stop moving it. It's good.
I'm going to turn it into a 9.4.
It's not good.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Leave it right there. We get to see the cover.
Yeah. Stupid light.
What do you want?
Incredible Hulk 418.
Yeah.
First Talos.
I don't have one issue with that.
And then all right. Should I move over? No. So then my Michael Turner. I don't even think I own one of these. Witchblade number 1.
Right.
Nice. That's a good book.
That's a good book.
$5.
$5.
Yeah. And it's like you can get it on eBay for like 15.
Okay.
10,
but it's
15.
It's the hunt of it, right?
But I don't even think it's the fact that it's Witchblade 1 and it's got his old signature.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. The fact that I didn't own one yet as a Michael Turner collector.
Yeah, shame on you. Shame on you. At least you came clean with us today, right? At least you came clean.
Then I found another Michael Turner, and this guy, he's like, "Oh, you've been to that store?"
Yeah, it's
in the big guy.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, don't mind everything on the right. It's new collection we got in, and it was all '90s junk." But I did, but
you find something in the junk.
You can find some stuff. So Michael Turner's Fathom #0, a Dynamic Forces variant. The gold variant. So that's
No, that looks good there, yeah.
And then Fathom #12, the hollow foil variant.
Jeez.
So
in the box is a junk. No, in the box of '90s junk.
You can find some.
Find some stuff. Look at that.
Well, I mean, but you got to spend a lot of time looking through.
You took a lot of time.
Long boxes.
Yeah.
While my kids waiting at physical therapy for you.
The struggle is real, right? Nice book.
But that Michael Turner is beautiful. And the hollow foil, you know, like I can.
Yeah, this is now Birdie in a basement. That's right. The hashtag the return short box Birdie.
Oh, I forgot about this pickup. This one was on Instagram.
Ooh,
also.
yes, this was a big one.
Yes. Christmas, I missed there was a 6.5 120 Batman 120, and I forgot all about the ending time, and I missed that one. But they had a 123. The same seller had a 123 7.0 higher grade. I paid a little more than what I would have paid on another one, but I mean, whatever. But so then this is one that was also on Instagram. For anybody that follows me on Instagram, you saw this
7.0. Look at that book. Holy
1959.
God. That's what I was gonna say. I was honestly guy. I was my witness. I was gonna say 56. That was too early for that though. So 59. So I would have been off.
Yeah,
59, man. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Is that Bad How too on the cover?
Yeah, it's Bad How.
That's Ace. I'm a huge fan of Bad How than Ace.
Hey,
That's
Keith,
great.
I got a question. What's you're a comic collector. What's kind of like your grail in your comic collection right now?
Jeez, I'm trying to think. I'm more of a reader than anything.
Okay.
I do have some good stuff. Like I got the first appearance of John Constantine.
Swamp Thing 37.
Yeah, I got that. And I have random things here and there. A lot of first appearances from like the last 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got like the first, Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
First Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Right.
That, kind of hit the last 5 years. That I think it's spiked up a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now those books are for personal collection. You don't sell those, or
sometimes I do.
Yeah,
I
everything's
sold, the Batman Dong issue.
Yeah, right.
Damn, I happened to have one of those. I was like, get rid of this. Why? Because I knew that was
Everyone was all over those.
Yeah, wow.
I knew that was gonna die in a week or two.
It really did. I'm glad I flipped mine. I think I made a couple bucks, not a lot, but
yeah. I think it was 40 for it, 40 or 50, I think. So
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, so
all right. So you got some good pickups.
Yeah, I think that was all my pickups.
Yeah.
The rest in there is the.
All right. Yeah. So this is something that we've been talking about.
We were supposed to segue into
I was supposed to segue with this with my Spider-Man book into one of our lists, right? We Lords of the Long Box and 3 Men in the Basement. We love lists. We love to rank things. We talk about shows. Pat, myself, Roger. We talk about favorite TV shows. A1A, favorite lead singer, favorite metal band.
Yeah.
It just
who's the best,
right?
I mean, and what do you like the best?
Right. Exactly. So
and everybody's could be different.
Right. Like we talk TV shows. Like where's Lost?
1A,
right? Your number one favorite show?
The Wire.
Right. Now I'm the exact opposite. Like Lost is probably my favorite show. The Wire I didn't watch, unfortunately. So anyway, so we love lists. Yeah. So Bernie wanted to come back in
and Lords of the Long Box, they used to do lists.
Right. Well, we haven't done it. We do spec lists now and long-term spec lists.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So here it is, guys. We have Shortbox Bernie's top 10 list.
All right. So look at that. Look at that. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
you got your own graphic.
hair's a little shorter.
Yeah, really. I'm telling you.
All
right. So what made you want to do Spider-Man first? Like, okay, where like was your? I know you got Batman, you got your X-Men.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll tell you, this is amazing. This is just my top 10 Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I mean, there's like 7 volumes, but I mean,
right.
But I'm not like going into anything. There's no and then eventually I want to do like my top 10 Matina.
Correct.
So there won't be any Matina in here because I don't want to.
Then you're doing.
I don't want to cross pollinate.
Is it top 10 like your favorite Spider-Man stories?
Favorite covers, stories, sentimental value.
Right.
Not necessarily by it's not by monetary.
Right. It's about okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, I like Spider-Man a lot, so
yeah.
I'm curious to see what you have.
All right. So without further ado, let's start.
Further ado.
Yeah. We got a list. We got a list. All right. So we've got a bunch of guys. Matt Forge. Is Roger still here?
Well, we went,
Bayou Boy.
And Justin sent that picture today of all the comments.
Yes, right.
Like I Love Donuts said he wanted to see more of our personal. Back when we started, it was just us and our personal collections.
Right.
And Shortbox Bernie got started because I used to go around pillaging all the local comic shops. But now I'm trying to
and showing up here with a short box of stuff. I'm like, where did you? This was last week.
But now as I get lower on the Batmans, that takes up all my money.
Right. Yeah.
So now we'll get back into this. All right. So number 10. Book. When I first started in the mid-2000s, everybody knows it. Amazing Spider-Man 529. First Iron Spider.
Who did that cover?
That is Ron Garney.
Ron
Garney.
Is it Ron Garney? Oh, I thought okay.
I think that's his name.
All right.
Right, Justin?
I'm not sure who did that actually.
I think it is Ron Garney is his name.
Very cool cover though.
Almost positive. But yeah, I mean that's the first Iron Spider, and that was when Civil War was like just going crazy.
Yeah.
So I always loved that book. I'm gonna put that one back. Oh. Black Cat, Silver Sable.
Really?
Remember when that movie came out? The rumors came out.
Yeah, the rumors popped.
And I went to that little honey hole in Wallingford.
Yeah.
And I gave you one for your birthday 2 years ago.
You did. Thank you.
But I bought like 9 copies. And I gave Everett one.
Yeah.
So I still got like 8 copies.
Just hoping it pops. That's a spec book, right?
Amazing Spider-Man 265, first Silver Sable. And again, I like that just because whatever. I went down there and I grabbed all of them out.
Yeah.
So
how much a copy, you remember? Not much.
Not a lot.
You put them in a fancy Mylar, they look so nice.
Yes. This one's just for this one's purely cover. I've always loved this cover. Can I get this closer?
Yeah. That is a cool cover.
Amazing Spider-Man 197. It's just a Kingpin holding up a desk.
Love the way the Kingpin looks there.
Yes. And
great image.
Just Spider-Man's done, and again, just a personal favorite.
Good stuff. I haven't seen that book in a long time. Like
I've always loved that. And granted, back in late 2018, I bought low grades. First Green Goblin, Mysterio, Craven, Scorpion. I sold them all, so you're not going to see those in here.
No.
Number 7. Oh, Everett, you like this book?
I do like this book. I just got a copy of this.
Yeah,
I got it at a good price.
Guess who? Sith as fuck. Sith AF. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Family. Sith AF.
Yeah.
He just got one today. He posted it.
Did he really?
But he was in line before you.
Oh, really? Oh, good. All
He's
right.
like, if Everett doesn't grab that, I want it.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad I finally beat somebody with a punch.
It is an Amazing Spider-Man I mean, it's like volume 5 or whatever, but I mean, First Silk, the 1 in 10, Umberto's Ramos variant.
Yep, love it. I'm big on these Spider-Verse
But
characters.
her hip is like so off. Do you see how far her hip is off?
Yeah, what do you want? It's a comic cover.
Correct art.
Correct art. Anatomically correct. Like you want feet. You want Liefeld's feet.
All right, number 6. Oh, another book that this one. This one's funny. I've had a lot. I've had a lot of copies of this book.
Right. And I haven't had. Actually, I did have this one copy years ago that I sold it. But
I've had a lot of copies. I finally settled on this one. But I mean, I think it's like a 7-ish. But I had a 7.0 graded when we went to Rhode Island Comic Con. And Roger, he's not here, but
he's watching.
He bought this off me.
In the car.
He bought my graded copy.
In the car.
I go, Roger, just bid on this.
Yeah, I've been on it.
And then he got stuck with it. I'm like, make sure you leave me positive feedback.
Exactly. My God, he can't believe it. He goes, I just dropped my budget and I have him still in the car.
But,
sorry, the kid should be watching it.
Amazing Spider-Man 194, First Black Cat. You know, always a good book to have.
Yeah. David Cave says, love me some Felicia. That's right. But that's just a book I mean, I'm not going to get anytime soon. I know.
It's not hard to find.
Yeah.
Speaking of not hard to find. All right. So probably monetarily, this would probably be. Yeah, monetarily, it'd probably be number 1, but I'm just not a big fan of it. Although I think I can press this up higher.
That's a tough book to press because of the black spine. Let's show everybody what it is first.
It looks really pressable.
Yeah.
But Amazing Spider-Man 300. This stupid.
There we go. Love it. Look at that.
This book I bought off King of the Golden State. And oh, by the way.
Oh, look at that. And he's wearing it. You bought that from King of the Golden State.
I bought
the shirt from him too?
Christmas present. No, this was a Christmas present. So,
great book.
9.0. But I think that presses up to at least a 9.4.
Nice.
Yeah, Otto with Matthew Ford just says Otto with the kiss of death. 194 will spike tomorrow.
That was number 5. Oh, number 4. This was a new series, but I love it.
Oh, I love this. This is a nice. I'm a huge.
This is I think it's the brand new one, or it could be the second to the last. I can't keep track of the volumes anymore. But it's very Sinister Sixes.
No, it's all Sinister Six. It looks great.
But there's no, but
right,
there's there's more than the Sinister.
It's like his Rogues Gallery.
It's a John Romita, and they got the John Romita signature down at the bottom.
Can I see it? I'm sorry. I want to see if Terry. What did that? Oh, Terry Austin did the ink. It looks like he's one of my favorite inkers. That's great.
Yeah, and it's a 1 in 100. But I just really love this cover.
That is really, really cool.
You can't see it because
Keith, have you ever met any of the Romita boys, the dad or the son?
I met the father years ago in Philly.
Did you really?
Wizard World Philly, like back in 2000.
His art's better than his son.
Oh yeah, his son can be good, but he's a working artist.
Yeah,
so
right.
That was number 4.
That's a 1 in 100.
Yeah, it was a 1 in 100.
I'm gonna go. Is that for sale?
What is that issue? Is it like for
just Amazing Spider-Man number 1? It was a 1 in 100 variant.
From the current series.
From the current series, they took some old. I don't know if it's a pinup. It looks like it could have been a poster.
It definitely looks like it looks like something done back in the day, and then they added Venom.
But I just love the old school, and I'm a big Romita. You're gonna see it.
David the Cave said that's very HCF. Dude, I want that book.
You're not kidding. You want that book? Or you want a copy?
I want a copy of that book. So you tell me I can't have that book? You know, if I was still my weight, me and Bernie were going to get into a fight over this, but I might get knocked out now that I'm a little later.
You're going to get it as good as you give.
All right. That's a great book, though. Oh, I like this book, too. This is
no.
Not to get...
I'm sorry. This is just... I'm sorry.
Boy.
Pull that one. That's just,
Yeah, really.
All right. What's number 3? Oh! Number 3.
Ooh.
This book has always been on my want list. First appearance of Punisher. I don't own it yet, but this is the Wizard Ace edition, and I went to Wizard World back in 2004.
You did
in Philadelphia, yeah. When I went down to visit my grandfather, and I just it needs to be reholdered.
It does, yeah. It's an old case.
It's really beat up, but
right.
I love this cover.
Yeah,
it's an one of those acetate covers.
I probably never pressed.
By him.
You remember looking at a 9.9?
You're gonna go 9.9?
You got a 9.9 out of it.
Oh. And then I'll get all upset, like
God, I thought it'd be a 10-0.
Yeah, so that I just it has sentimental value, so I have a couple. I have Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Uncanny X-Men 94. All right, so number 2.
I don't have this book anymore. I used to.
You used to have this book?
I had the whole run. Brett's ripped me off. Brett bought them all for me back in the day when I was weak, except for my X-Men books.
Amazing Spider-Man 238.
Hobgoblin's a great villain.
Yeah, I had that book too.
And it's high grade, and it's got the tattoos. So that's my number 2 book.
Dude, I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Mylar, dude. All their books are those shiny Mylars. My books got wrinkles on them. Like,
all right, so my number 1 book. Woo! John Romita.
This is great. Iconic.
My favorite cover. My favorite cover. Romita's first cover after Dicko left 38.
All right. So which book is it? Anybody know the book?
Well, I just said Dicko left on 38.
All right, but what's the cover? What's the cover look like? Who's on the cover? Let's see. Who's on the cover? There we go. That's a nice looking book.
I love that book.
I think they even did a statue of that.
They did something. They've done a lot of homages to it.
Oh, right. That's what I see it.
But I just love
nice looking
it. And that's Romita when he first came on.
Yep.
And I know Dicko is Spider-Man because he invented it, but Romita is,
yeah.
So that was my first top 10.
Look at that. A lot of books I've never seen. You know what? I'm happy. Like, I'm really happy this worked out because those are books I've never seen. Like, I'm going to go look for that that book right there. I'm going to see it. 1/100, the hard to find book. So we get off this. So if I post something tomorrow on Webhead Wednesday or something.
Has one.
Yeah, anybody hit me up. I'm interested because that's a book I've never seen. So we're going to keep doing the Short Box Birdies Short Box top 10 list. That was really cool, man. Oh, man. I do have some books coming back from CGC. I've got 5 books.
I'm not going to match shirts every time.
Though. You've got it. That's part of it.
I can't match.
That's a good shtick.
It's a good shtick. I was hoping Roger would be here.
Oh, right. No, Roger got the flu.
Constitution of a flea.
My God. So we got that. So I've got books coming back. We've been kicking it for almost an hour. Let's do a few more things I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about a con that's coming up in New York that we're trying to go to. Very Gary.
Man from Beantown says you can get a 9.8 for 90.
All right, let's do it. Ben, you get it for me and I'll pay you back.
Just pay the 90.
Yeah, really.
Yes, I'm just
going to pay for it. Yeah. Right. So Very Gary hooked me up with Mike Lopez. Mike Lopez is running a con. He did one 6 months ago. It's called Incredicon. It's going to be in New York, west side or towards out of on the other side of Connecticut. So we're going to head up there. And he's got a great guest list. From what I understand, it's a 2-day show. And he's already signing some guys. So we're going to talk about his show for a little bit, show you who's going to be there, and just try to do a live remote from there. You know, when 3 Men in the Basement first started, we had, a duct tape phone on the thing. It was just a joke. Yeah, exactly. So, but now what we're trying to do is we're trying to go to shows and do
Joe Carmagna there.
Yeah, Joe Carmagna is going to be there. Dan Parent, Joe Sinnott has been confirmed for both days. So if I were you and I was a comic collector, I'm going to meet Joe. I've met Joe once before in Rhode Island. I had a great time with him, but Joe's on the other end of the he's on the other end of the bridge as far as age. So if you get a chance to meet these guys, you got to. And look, rest in peace, Neil Peart, one of the greatest drummers of all time. Passed away, in my opinion. Terrible. So, you know, now
him and Tommy Lee.
Yeah, that's Tommy Lee. My God, he's holding onto a string. It's like Hulk Hogan in the WWF. Hulk Hogan's like, I only got so much more time. You know, when Ric Flair goes, Hogan's going to be like, oh my God, you know,
your time's next.
Your time is next. Yeah. So we do have another swap coming up, Justin. We got a graphic for that.
Yeah, we do. We'll talk about that. That one's coming up Saturday, February 29th from 1 to 5. Location is Frenchie's Bar and Grill over in Roselle Park, New Jersey, my hometown where I grew up for a good 20 plus years. It's right off of exit 137 off the Parkway. It's going to be it's going to be a good time, guys. There's a downstairs hall. It's going to be all private for us. You know, just tables are set up. So if you want to bring stuff, you just set up completely free to come. Of course, there is drinks upstairs. There is food. If you guys have any questions, definitely reach out to any of us. We'll give you as much information as possible. I'm probably going to be more of the person in contact. So if you guys want to just shoot me, say you're coming, or if you definitely want to set up, I have got a lot of people are confirmed here in the New Jersey area. Of course, the guys in Connecticut, Gary's coming down. So it's going to be a good time. I mean, if you guys are setting up, I recommend coming there about 12. You know, and then if, you know, don't come at 1 o'clock and expecting everybody's going to be there, because I'm sure Otto will tell you the last one. But you know what? I do expect a lot of people to, and there are, if you guys are coming from out of the area, there are 3 comic shops within 10 minutes of that. So whether you come before or you go after, there's definitely a lot of stuff going around in that area. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. Of course, we do trivia, we do some raffles. Not sure if we're going to do a live show there, but we definitely will do a live show Saturday night. If we can't get it done there at Frenchie's. So
we definitely want to do it. And you know what, guys, we don't just, I mean, listen, we're not that organized, but we're organized enough to when we look at dates, right? Justin and I, sometimes, right? And I'm sure Keith will understand, like we look at dates and we're like, all right, you know, we want to do something in February. It's kind of like the start of like people are they got their cabin fever, but we can't have it the first weekend of February because that's the Super Bowl. Forget about the next weekend. That's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had to kind of plan it. Right. So now we picked this date in February because I thought it was a good time where everybody would want to get out. Hopefully you're maybe getting your income tax returns or whatever. But like Justin just said, if you show up at 1 o'clock and everything's not set up, it's okay. It's okay because
go upstairs, have a drink,
go set up, right? Right, absolutely, because it's just one of those things where it takes a little while to get going. At the last swap, you know, when we first started, we had 5 to 8 people there within the first hour, but then by 3:30, I had almost 60 people there. So it's definitely a few hours to hang out. And you know what? Listen, we're all comic book talk. We're all talking about geek stuff and unique stuff. Yeah. So Keith, if you're available, we'd love to have you drive down, enjoy it. You know, come hang out with us and talk about your pod.
Where is it? New Jersey?
Yeah, so it's a hike for you.
A hike for you. But yeah, everybody. I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be comics. It could be toys. It could be statues. I mean, I'm bringing a little bit of everything. I'm bringing some Funko Pops. I'm bringing, some action figures. So it's really everything. If you just want to either trade with someone, if you want to sell something, you want to swap with someone, that's obviously what it is. It's a con that's free. You know, it's a small venue. You know, it's a small little hall. So that's like he said. I mean, when you were growing up, I mean, you saw what the Comic Cons were. They were small little things. This is something just to get the IG and YouTube community together. We love doing these. This is the 3rd one. This is the first one in New Jersey. So, you know, me putting this one on, I really want to have a good turnout. I know some guys in the live chat, of course, are coming, like Dave in the Cave. He's right next door, and some of my guys also. And like I said, it's really going to be an awesome time because it's really a very personal thing. You know, everybody that shows up, we kind of know each other, and then just, you know, with the local comic shops around, I will be sending out some flyers. I'm going to try to work some deals with them. So if like you come to the show, maybe stop over there and get some discounts. So, things are going to be, as I get more information, guys, please, I'll get it out there, whether it's on IG and YouTube live shows or in my videos that we post. So be on the lookout for anything that's coming for the comic swap.
Yep. And also just to keep going, just to reiterate, Justin made a list. So we got another list. We have one list and now we got the other list. So what we did was we talked about things that we want to do for our channel, right? We just don't want to be up here babbling like we usually do. So anyway, so Justin made a list from the comments that you guys talked about on our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And those topics are what Justin and I Pat and Roger are going to drive our topics for. So, Justin, you want to go over a few of those questions? Maybe talk about 3 or 4 of them and things that we can do.
Yeah, I'll grab them real quick. I do have the text that I
stripper pole we can't do, guys. I got to stay married.
I like Donuts 57 said more favorite books from collection.
Right, perfect. We're doing that, absolutely. And whether or not we cover these topics in our live shows or pre-recorded videos, you guys will see. No, I don't want a stripper pole in here, dude. I want to stay married. I got a daughter. My wife's upstairs. My God, you want a stripper pole in your house?
You do it right
No. So, we definitely can't do that. So, Justin, what do we have for ideas or topics?
Yeah, I mean, so of course, a couple of the comments said some more con coverage. I will tell you that this year we are looking to go to more shows. Like Otto said, we're going to Incredicon. If he goes up to Keith's show, we can do a little bit of interviews up there. Of course, shows that I go to. I'm looking to expand, where I go. We also have some guys are asking for reviews on books read. That is something that we are looking to. That's probably more of a pre-recorded show. I do like from, let me see, Brick Hunter said top 10 underrated / spec books video. Swing Times asking for a top variant of the week or top slab of the month. We got updated room tours, guys. I will definitely be doing a room tour of this now that I'm completely set up here. We got some really interesting things. Matt Forge, he wants to do a variant spotlight person instead of the slides. That definitely is something that I'm looking to do, Matt, as far as changing up the way I do it. Discussing color labels for CGC books.
Yes, that's definitely something that I'm going to tackle. That'll be a pre-recorded video, just so you guys know. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. That's probably my homework. But you got a purple label, a green label, a yellow label. You got all these labels.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
character
the
spotlight? There's tons of stuff, guys. We've got character spotlight. This is definitely something we should do on the live show. Favorite comic book storyline.
Oh, love it.
I definitely want to do that as a live show. So you'll definitely see that sometime in the coming.
Yeah, let me ask
Keith,
of all the books that you've read, what's probably your number one comic story run that you've ever read? Like, what's something that is your favorite?
Oh God!
Not to put you on the spot.
Probably Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Really?
Yeah. That blew me away as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well,
yours is what, Dark Phoenix?
I would probably say Dark Phoenix, the Judas Contract, but I want to talk about it. I mean, there's a lot of ones that I liked. I like everything, you guys. You guys know that. I know. I'm going to have to think about that. I can't make that decision.
That's why we're going to have a live show on that. Yeah. We're not going to talk about it now, but.
I
don't know.
You don't want to make a choice.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. So, all right. So the channel is going to be dropping some new videos, just so you know. And we're going to wrap up. We've been kicking it for over an hour with you guys. Let you get on to other things. I think our boys at Beyond the Blast Doors are going live right now, if I'm not correct.
Yep. So, them and if you guys were into Star Wars, check out Beyond the Blast Doors. They're live now. And of course, our brothers over at Comic Core, they are live with their Friday night episode as well. All right, so we're going to wrap up. Shortbox Bernie, thanks for joining us. Great job on your list. All right, great. Nice thank you to everybody in the live chat. Keith, on behalf of 3 Rounded Bases, thank you very much for joining us, my friend.
It was fun.
We'll have you on as we get closer, as you start to announce guests.
Yeah.
When you find out, you'll be dropping it on your Facebook page and Twitter, right? You're pretty active on Twitter.
Yep, definitely. All of Instagram.
Right.
All the fun spots. Whatever the hip spots are on the internet.
Right, exactly. Except for Snapchat. I don't do Snapchat. I'm a little.
Yeah, I don't do that one either.
I don't know. I make my kids make fun of me when I call it Insta Snap. They think I'm like being serious. All right. Justin, you want any closing words on your half? Yeah, I mean, our next 2 live shows right now we're scheduled for February 7th and February 21st. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, if you are not subbed up to the channel, please sub up, like us, comment us. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when all the live shows and videos are dropping. If you guys didn't see, I did drop a really cool art, J. Scott Campbell art gallery that I did at Metropolis Comics over the winter break, as well as a interview with Jeff Mazza, who works over at Metropolis Comics. And I do have some stuff going on with them. I may get back over there to actually interview the CEO and CFO sometime when I can. So other than that, guys, I'll probably be doing some type of video. For my guys over here in Jersey, if you are going to the Clifton show, I will be there with Dave in the Cave on Sunday, and I will be doing a video with a haul of books for that as well. Nice. I do want to say, though, that the next show within 2 weeks, We're hoping to have a fantastic comic book artist. He just produced his own book. His work is more than meets the eye. So we're going to announce that pretty soon. So we're going to sign off. So remember, Lords of the Long Box. Lords of the Long Box is dropping knowledge. Tim is just kicking it out to us. Dark Side Jedi's back. We've got Milton and Manimal. We're doing stuff every Wednesday with them. Keep following us, subscribing, sharing our videos. We're so appreciative of everything that you guys do. We really, really enjoy this. So on behalf of the Lords of the Long Box, on behalf of my brothers at 3 Men in a Basement, I am Otto, and I am out. Peace.